Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels. Occasionally, I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from just a regular dude, down in the basement. Today, I'm going to be doing some short horror stories for you. It's story night with Gene's Reviews. I'm going to do 3 of them. At the end, I'll tell you my favorite one, and I want you to leave in the comments below which one you like the best. This first one is called Where True Horror Lies. Every small town in America has that scary house on the corner that is supposed to be haunted. I love that stuff. I eat it up for breakfast. My town is no different. It's called the Caldwell House, and supposedly the ghosts of a man, woman, and baby haunt the residents. They were burned alive as they slept. There was another child too, a little girl named Susan whose body was never found. They died in screaming torment on June 1st, 2010. At midnight on June 1st, 2015, I broke into their abandoned home. No one dared live there. Only a brave few had ever ventured inside. The place was bone cold. My flashlight barely penetrated the darkness. I began to shiver as I walked up the dusty staircase. The stairs seemed to go on forever. I began to tire. Finally, I reached the top. It became colder still, and I could hear a strange melody coming from a bedroom. My heart began to pound as I approached the door. I nudged it open and saw 2 dark shapes huddled over a crib. The melody stopped. I heard a baby start to cry. Softly at first, then a piercing wail. Dark tendrils reached out, surrounding me. Then they began to circle at preposterous speeds. I was caught in a supernatural tornado. It became hard to breathe. Then a laugh pierced the atmosphere, booming as if it from the belly of fat old Saint Nick himself. The apparitions jumped back, roaring in hatred. The little one became silent. The laugh was mine. I was impressed at how much the Caldwell ghosts seemed to grow in their power, in their hatred of me. I pulled out some recent photographs of their beloved Susan. Bound, gagged, unnaturally dirty. She was near blind from living in total darkness for 5 years. I like to come back every anniversary to let Mr. and Mrs. Caldwell know how their daughter is doing. I like to show little baby Caldwell how his sister is doing. She's not doing very well. Not very well at all. Once again, I light a flame in their house. The pictures of Susan quickly become a conflagration, illuminating everything they have lost. Their torment has not ended with their death. It has only just begun. They cannot harm me in their ghostly form, but they can understand me. True horror does not lie within chains rattling in the night. It is not cacophonous moaning, nor disembodied objects floating in the chill air. True horror lies in the hearts of men. Okay, this next one is called Beth. I was new on the force when Beth was born. Living in a small town meant that everyone in the neighborhood was protective of her from the start. We watched her grow from first steps at the town picnic to her tearing down the street on her bike. She was part of our lives. I just made detective when she disappeared. She was 8. I remember exactly where I sat in the coffee shop when we got the call. We pulled everything out. We pulled out everything to work the investigation, turning up little. We called in outside authorities. Weeks turned into months. The investigation died. A cold case. Our town never forgot. I never forgot. One advantage of being a single, overly obsessed cop was I had plenty of time to work the case during off hours. I followed leads. I employed questionable means to follow them. 2 years later, I followed the leads to an abandoned house. In the early a.m., I broke in, searching. I quickly found her. She was older, malnourished, but I'd recognize her anywhere. Staring at me with desperate eyes, locked in a dog kennel. Her captor snored nearby. Several strikes from my asp, and he wasn't ever getting up. "Beth, do you remember me?" I asked, kneeling. She nodded. I braced and ripped the door off. I escorted her to my car. Poor thing was exhausted. She fell asleep quickly. Driving to town, we arrived at my place well before dawn. Scooping her up from my car, I walked inside and took her downstairs into the soundproof basement. She slept heavily as I placed her in her new cage, locking the door. Wow! Okay, that one was weird. I didn't expect that. Did you expect that? This next one is called Just a Dream. I was asleep in my room, just the same as any other night. I was having a strange dream, a scary dream. This dream was unlike any other that I'd had. In my dream, I lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. Although I was well aware of the situation, I was unable to move. I could only move my eyes and facial muscles. Aside from that, something else was strange about this, something sinister. Through the dark, I could make out a human figure stuck to my ceiling. I could feel its piercing red eyes staring at me as if into my soul. I couldn't quite tell what it was wearing. Its face was completely covered with cuts and scars, its eyes wide and expressionless. The blood from its face dripped down onto mine to a steady beat. Drip, 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 drip. Over and over and over again. One drop got into my mouth. The taste was absolutely repulsive, tasting nothing like blood. It tasted as though it was the juice from rotting meat. Well, I suppose that was what it is. I grew anxious. Slowly the evil thing's face spread into an evil, twisted grin. That's when I woke up to the feeling of a drop on my face. Okay. The last one was called Just a Dream. The second one was called Beth. And the very first one was called Where Evil, True Horror is Where Evil Lies, or Where Evil Lies, I think is the name of it. My favorite one was Beth. And the reason is because it caught me so off guard. I didn't expect it at all. I thought it was really clever. So Beth was my favorite one. The first one, Evil, Where Evil Lies, was my second favorite. And the last one was my third favorite. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought Now, let's look for a joke here. We need to lighten it up a little bit. Especially after that second one. That second one was something else. Let's see here. Two blondes are walking in the park. The first one says, "Look, a dead bird." The second one says, "Where?" Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.